So in this video, we're going to be doing a very quick walkthrough of a functional test that we offer here at our clinic through Genova Labs in Nashville, North Carolina. We do the test right here in the clinic. You pick it up, you take it home, or you take it to a lab in this case for a blood draw. And so this one is going to be the ION test, Individual Optimized Nutrition, which is a great profile to run. It's going to test all of the things that your typical primary care physician is not going to run on a metabolic profile or a complete blood count or something along those lines. Traditional medicine is always looking at blood levels for red blood cells, white blood cells, and different markers along those lines, but not looking at nutrition levels. So it's not looking at, how many, what are your magnesium levels? What are your vitamin D levels? What are different mineral counts looking like in your body? And how much nutrition is your digestive system actually pulling from the food that you're eating? So our lifestyle and the food that we're eating, our diet, are basically going to give us the building blocks that we need for healthy cells so that we can live and function and thrive. What is it? Eat to live, not live to eat. So we want to find out if we're eating and our body is absorbing things effectively. And this is one of the tests that's going to help us to determine that. It has an optional add-on with amino acids as well. Amino acids are the building blocks for muscle mass, and honestly, they're the building blocks for protein and multiple different metabolic processes in the body. So ION profile you can order with, or you can order without the amino acids. We always recommend more information the better, so order the ION test, Individual Optimized Nutrition, with the amino acids so that we have more information. And then typically when the test result comes in, I will either call or sit down with you and do a virtual review on Zoom or in person. So we go through the results together, and then we give recommendations on nutrition, lifestyle modifications that we can help to offset the levels so that we can get things to a really, really smooth sailing point for you. So Individual Optimized Nutrition with amino acids. Let's go ahead and dive in.
Hey guys, so in this, we're going to be going through the Individual Optimal Nutritional Test, or the ION. Now, this test does have an optional add-on for amino acids. Typically, I like to use the optional add-on because the more information you can get, the better it's going to end up being. So anyway, with that being said, the ION profile is going to give us the ability to look at a bunch of different key biomarkers and ratios for you. So in this one, we're going to be able to identify 150 different biomarkers and ratios. ION profile, when you add in the 40 amino acids, it gives us the ability to look at organic acids, fat-soluble vitamins, coenzyme CoQ10. I'm sure you guys have heard of CoQ10 before for like joint motion and joint mobility, as that being a good healthy supplement, but it's typically not going to be the only thing you're going to want to do on its own. There's other things that you're going to need to have with it. Oxidative stress markers, homocysteine, nutrient and toxic elements, fatty acids, and amino acids. So this is really cool because it gives us an expanded understanding of what's going on for the following clinical indications. So mood disorders, digestive complaints, here's a big one, chronic pain, inflammatory conditions, especially musculoskeletal. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at what a sample test of this might look like. This is the ION with the 40 amino acids. This is a sample patient test that come back from a lab result. So as you can see, listed all on the left-hand side here are going to be essential amino acids. And so with the essential amino acids, they're going to be categorizing them based on whether or not they're BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, LAAs, other essential amino acids, conditionally essential. So it depends on, what application you're talking about there. But it's cool. It gives you a grading system to show you if it's in the red or if it's in the green, if it's within the range that we're looking for normal. So it's going to break it down based on vascular function. That's blood flow, neurotransmitters and precursors. Blood flow is important too, guys, for inflammation, because wherever your blood goes, your lymphatic system, white blood cell system follows. And that's what's going to regulate the inflammatory response. Over here, you got B6 status. So these are all intermediaries that are going to help your body with metabolism, breakdown, and usage of vitamin B6. Neurotransmitters, we had talked about these before. This is going to determine how well nerves can actually fire and communicate with one another. sulfur amino acids, so glutathione related. These are going to be related back to detoxification, your body's ability to get rid of waste and toxins. Again, very important when it comes to inflammation. Inflammation isn't just one thing. It's going to be a whole synergistic effect of your body being able to get things out and get things in the way that it needs to. And then here you're going to just see the functional categories listed of all the 40 amino acids. And then here, collagen. So you got proline, hydroxyproline, lysine, hydroxylysine. So collagen becomes pretty important when it comes to rebuilding the outside annular fibers of the intervertebral disc. Here we go. We're even going to look at the amino acids and the derivatives of the amino acids, and then the ratios that they have to one another. And as you can see, this is very, very detailed. So we even get into minerals. So what does your potassium, magnesium, calcium levels look like? What does your zinc, copper, selenium look like? What does any heavy metal potential toxicity look like for aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury? All of this becomes important because we want to look at your body as a whole, and we want to know numbers. Numbers give us the measurement where we're not guessing. So we can throw supplements at our body all day long, but if we aren't taking the right supplements, we don't know for sure because we haven't tested, then we're just wasting money, spending money on supplements that we might not actually need. Anyway, I'm not going to get all preachy on you. Here's your vitamin D profile. So you got D1, D2, and D3. D3 is the active form. You're looking for that to be at a certain level or higher to minimize your risk of chronic disease processes in the body. I actually want it over 60 nanograms per milliliter. Looks like the range right here is with the FDA regulations, which still, in my opinion, are very low. Anyway, fatty acids, fatty acid metabolism. So you've got your omegas, omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, monounsaturated, saturated, and then odd chains like polyunsaturated and trans fats, and then ratios. So why are fats so important? Fat regulation for especially your omegas, these are anti-inflammatory, these are pro-inflammatory. These do kind of a combination of the two. It's important to have the right ratio of them though. So not all of them are bad. If your body makes omega-6, you need omega-6 for a good, healthy inflammatory response. So making sure your body has the right ratio of omegas becomes pretty crucial. And again, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So then we get down to fatty acid metabolism with carnitine, how your body can shuttle and regulate your fat. Your B2, your carbohydrate metabolism, how well your body is able to use your carbs. Energy production, citric acid cycle, all of your Bs for vitamin B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and biotin, which would be B9, I believe. And then here we go, methylation cofactors. So this is your body's ability to methylate at the liver for stage 2 of liver detox. Oxidative stress, so how much damage is taking place and how fast for the cells. Antioxidants are going to help to buffer oxidative damage and aging. So as you can see, this is, in my opinion, the most comprehensive test you could ever get done for an individual optimal nutrition assessment. I don't know of any other lab company that's doing this in-depth analysis. And so again, I did say this in another video, but before I go through any test review with any one of my clients or patients, I'm always going to be working with functional medicine doctors, biochemists that are at the lab company, GDX Labs over in Nashville, North Carolina, that actually does the lab requisition for this or the test analysis. So I'm going to be working with them on a panel phone call where we actually go through each of these numbers to make sure that there's not anything that I'm missing as a clinician, and that I'm able to get obviously the collective summary between all of us for all of our schooling combined to make sure that we're giving you the absolute best results. With that being said, they're going to put this into more of a patient-friendly assessment down here where it's going to give you kind of a breakdown for your cardiovascular system, tiredness and fatigue, metabolic syndrome, mental emotional health, intestinal bacterial health, digestive health and how well your body's absorbing things, toxic exposure, if your body's detoxing effectively or if it's impaired, oxidative stress and aging, mitochondrial functional impairments. So this is energy production from your cells, amino acid insufficiency, essential fatty acid, You got your methyl groups that are in here as well, and then tryptophan metabolism. And then they'll go through additional considerations down here at the bottom, which is great. They'll tell you exactly, based on the numbers, what we should do or we shouldn't do. So some of these are optional, some are moderate. The ones that are moderate, we would always want to make sure for moderate or high need, we start addressing. So most in-depth, in my opinion, when it comes to all the tests that we could order would be the Ion Optimal Nutrition with the 40 amino acids. So hope this was helpful.